Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to kick off our presentation today with a truly intriguing theme: Love Letters We Never Sent. This title really captures the essence of unspoken feelings, words we felt, lines we rehearsed, and emotions we kept hidden deep inside. Over the next few slides, we'll explore the stories behind those silent expressions and what they reveal about ourselves. So, let's dive in and uncover the power of unspoken love. Let's take a closer look at what I like to call the universal secret. This is something that applies across all fields, all industries, and all aspects of life. It's a fundamental principle that, when understood and applied, can truly transform the way we approach challenges and opportunities. Now, the key idea here is that this secret is universal, meaning it doesn't matter who you are or what you do. It's a concept that connects us all. Throughout this presentation, we'll see how this secret underpins success and growth, and how recognizing it can unlock new potential in both our personal and professional lives. So, keep this idea in mind as we move forward, because understanding this secret is going to be a game changer. So why don't we send them? Well, there are a few key reasons that are really important to understand. First, sending certain things without proper preparation can lead to misunderstandings or even harm. We want to ensure our message is clear and respectful. Second, there are often legal or privacy concerns that prevent us from sharing certain information freely. It's crucial we respect those boundaries. Third, sometimes the timing just isn't right. Sending information at the wrong moment can be counterproductive or cause unnecessary conflict. And finally, we have to think about the bigger picture, our overall goals and the impact our actions might have. It's about being strategic, responsible, and thoughtful with what we choose to send and when. This all ties back to our main theme of effective communication, making sure we're sending the right message to the right people at the right time. Let's talk about the weight of unspoken feelings. This slide really highlights how holding back emotions can have a significant impact on our mental and emotional well-being. When we don't express what we're feeling, those feelings don't just disappear. Instead, they can build up and become quite burdensome. It's like carrying a heavy weight that we keep adding to, often without even realizing it. This is especially relevant to our overall theme, because unspoken feelings can create barriers, whether in personal relationships or within ourselves, that prevent genuine connection and understanding. Recognizing the importance of expressing our feelings is a crucial step toward emotional health and deeper communication. So today, I want us to think about the ways we might be holding back and how that impacts not just us, but those around us as well. Let's talk about a letter that stayed in drafts. Sometimes, we start writing something important, but for various reasons, it never gets finished or sent. It's like these words are sitting there, waiting to be shared but never quite making it out into the world. This concept highlights how unfinished or unspoken thoughts can hold a lot of unexpressed emotion or ideas. It also reminds us that not every message we intend to send reaches its destination, which can be both a relief or a missed opportunity. Throughout this presentation, we're exploring how communication shapes our experiences, and this letter in drafts is a perfect example of the silent stories we carry. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most powerful stories are the ones left unsaid. What we really wanted to say is that sometimes, the message we aim to communicate gets lost in translation. It's easy to focus on the technical details or the data, but at the end of the day, what truly matters is connecting on a human level. We want to emphasize the importance of clarity and authenticity in our communication. It's about making sure that our core ideas come across in a way that resonates, that's easy to understand, and that encourages engagement. This slide is a reminder that beneath all the complexity, our goal is to be genuine and transparent. That's how we build trust and make a real impact, which is at the heart of everything we're trying to achieve with this presentation. Moments that needed words. In our journey, there are times when words become essential. These are the moments where clear communication can make all the difference. Whether it's resolving a misunderstanding, offering support, or sharing an idea, the right words can bridge gaps and build understanding. This slide highlights just how crucial effective communication is during pivotal moments. It ties into our overall theme of connection and the power of expression. Because, ultimately, the ability to say what needs to be said can transform situations and strengthen relationships. Let's talk about the emotional cost. When we dive into the impact of our decisions or actions, it's not just about the tangible outcomes. There's also a significant emotional toll that often goes unnoticed. This cost can manifest as stress, anxiety, or even guilt, especially when outcomes don't meet our expectations or affect others negatively. It's important to recognize that these emotional burdens can influence our overall well-being and future decision-making. Understanding this aspect helps us see the bigger picture and reminds us to consider not just the external results, but also how we feel internally. By being aware of the emotional cost, we can strive for more balanced, mindful choices that support both our goals and our mental health. If they could read it now, I think about how much more they might understand about the importance of our work. This slide really highlights the idea that if those who came before us could see what we're doing today, they'd probably be amazed and maybe even a little proud. It's a reminder of how far we've come and how the progress we've made ties into the bigger picture of innovation and legacy. It also encourages us to think about future generations, what they might learn from our efforts, and how we can leave a meaningful impact. So, when we reflect on this, it's not just about the present, but about the story we're contributing to for the future. It's a powerful way to connect the dots between our current work and the broader, lasting change we aim to achieve. Courage versus comfort. This slide really gets to the heart of the choices we face when stepping outside our comfort zones. What I want to emphasize is that comfort is tempting because it feels safe and familiar. But true growth often requires us to lean into courage, to face fears, and to take risks. It's about choosing the challenge over the ease, even when it's uncomfortable. This balance is crucial because, as we've discussed throughout this presentation, growth happens when we push beyond what's easy. So I encourage you to reflect. Are you leaning toward comfort, or are you summoning the courage to move forward? Remember, staying in comfort might feel good short-term, but real progress comes from embracing the discomfort that comes with courage. That's how we unlock our full potential and create meaningful change. When silence is kind, it can actually be a powerful tool in our communication. Sometimes, saying less or choosing not to respond immediately can give the other person space to process their feelings or thoughts. It's about recognizing when silence can be more helpful than words, especially in sensitive situations. This approach ties into the overall theme of mindful communication, where we focus on being present and intentional with our responses. Silence, in these moments, isn't about avoidance or indifference. It's about showing empathy and respect. So next time you're tempted to fill a quiet moment with words, consider whether silence might be the kinder, more thoughtful choice. It can foster understanding, reduce misunderstandings, and create a safe space for meaningful dialogue. Let's take a moment to look at how the letters we send can actually differ based on their purpose and audience. This slide is titled, "The Letters We Send Differently," and it highlights an important aspect of our communication strategy. You see, not all letters are created equal. The way we craft a letter depends heavily on who we're addressing and what we want to achieve. For example, a formal letter to a government agency will have a very different tone and structure compared to a friendly note to a community partner. This differentiation is crucial because it helps us connect more effectively. When we tailor our message to fit the recipient, we're more likely to get the response we're looking for. It also shows respect and understanding of their perspective, which can build stronger relationships over time. So, as we continue to refine our communication, keep in mind that the key is to adapt our letters thoughtfully. This approach not only makes our messages more impactful, but also aligns perfectly with our overall goal of engaging meaningfully with our audiences. As we move further into the digital age, what we experience is a kind of deeper silence. This isn't just the absence of noise, but a profound quiet that comes from the overwhelming presence of digital technology. It's the silent backdrop of notifications, constant connectivity, and information overload that shapes our daily lives. This deeper silence can be both a challenge and an opportunity. On one hand, it can make us feel more isolated or disconnected, even as we are more connected than ever. On the other hand, it gives us space for reflection, for finding clarity amid the noise. Understanding this shift is crucial because it ties directly into our overall theme, how technology influences our inner worlds and our sense of self. Recognizing the nature of this silence helps us become more mindful of how we engage with our digital environment, and ultimately, how we can find balance in this new landscape. Let's consider a gentle what if for a moment. Imagine if we approached our challenges with a softer, more open mindset. Instead of jumping straight to conclusions or feeling overwhelmed, we pause and ask ourselves, what if things could be different? This simple question can open up new possibilities and help us see opportunities where we might not have looked before. It's about shifting from a mindset of tension to one of curiosity and exploration. Connecting this to our overall theme, it reminds us that innovation often starts with a gentle nudge, an open mind that's willing to ask, what if? And then listen to the answers that follow. Let's talk about transformation. This is a really critical part of our journey. When we think about transformation, we're referring to the profound changes that can occur within an organization or a process. It's not just about tweaking a few things here and there. It's about a fundamental shift in mindset, culture, and operations. Transformation often involves rethinking how we approach our goals, how we leverage new technologies, and how we engage with our teams and customers. It's about aligning our strategies with the evolving landscape and staying ahead of the curve. One of the key points here is that transformation is ongoing. It's not a one-time event, but a continuous process of improvement and adaptation. This connects directly to the overall theme of innovation and resilience that runs through our presentation. Ultimately, embracing transformation allows us to unlock new opportunities, improve efficiency, and create more value. So, as we move forward, keep in mind that true transformation requires commitment, agility, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. All right, so now we've reached the final slide, which is our call to action. What I want to emphasize here is that the key points we've covered throughout the presentation all lead to this moment. It's about taking the insights we've discussed and applying them in a practical way. Whether it's implementing new strategies, embracing change, or simply starting a conversation, this is the moment to act. Remember, the overall theme has been about growth and innovation, and your next step is crucial in making that a reality. So, I encourage you to reflect on what resonates most with you and take that first step forward today. Every action counts, and together, we can create meaningful change. Let's take a moment for a closing reflection. Throughout this presentation, we've explored the key concepts and ideas that drive our understanding forward. I want to emphasize how important it is to connect these points back to the bigger picture, the overall theme of growth and innovation. Remember, the insights we've discussed are not just theoretical. They can be applied practically to make a real difference. So, as you move forward, keep these reflections in mind and think about how they can influence your work and your approach. Thank you for engaging with this material and for your commitment to continuous learning. Thank you all for your time and attention today. I really appreciate your engagement and interest in the topics we've covered. Remember, the key points we've discussed highlight the importance of understanding the core concepts and how they connect to the bigger picture. It's been great to explore these ideas together and see how they can apply in real-world scenarios. If you take away one thing from this presentation, I hope it's the value of continuous learning and staying curious. Once again, thank you for being such a wonderful audience. I look forward to any questions or further discussions you might have.